Day. CMU looks to take against Stony Brook today.
I'm expecting a very even matchup out of the two. We're going to see some interesting play. Obviously, CMU has a little bit better record than Stony Brook, so they're going to see if they can capitalize early, play on the advantages that they have been using so effectively earlier this season. What do you expect to see out of this matchup? Same or a little different from how we've seen them in the past?
Well, I expect CMU to first off start ColdNIcee, Bwearzz, and Trio, as Uncle Stin not in the building today. So I expect to see that matchup not only for our last NACE matchup against Stony Brook, but also against Old Dominion that comes to follow this one at 7 o'clock. An unofficial record or an unofficial roster for Stony Brook Seawolves. We are not able to find their roster completely. What we have is PJ, Danny, Rango, DePool Noodle, Clownbot, and Dazza1535. So we'll see if this roster is up to date, if we are starting those players. We're going to figure that out later today. Got just a couple more minutes until we are set to get underway for this matchup, and we'll get all set to go.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see. Those are some very interesting names. We did do a little bit of research on them. We see them to be in the either the upper plat or like the lower diamond rank, which is obviously a little bit lower than we are as a total team. Uncle Stin, I believe, to be a champion, as well as Bwearzz and ColdNIcee being around that range.
Yeah, every player on our team is going to be around mid-grand champion level. Trio, the highest of the bunch, sitting very close to SSL in 3s and 2s. But when we take a look at Stony Brook's roster, not too close compared to CMU, according to Rocket League Tracker. We don't want to assume anything, so we will wait until game time to see if that rank is true to their play style. And without further ado, we're going to step aside, and when we come back, Rocket League, Stony Brook, Seawolves, and CMU Chippewas here on Cmich Esports.
We'll be right back.
Okay. And we are back ready and set to get underway in this Rocket League matchup.
We are looking at Cmich Esports playing against Stony Brook here. You see a very early attack here from CMU, nearly a shot. Bwearzz is there to get the finish off the crossbar, nearly an own goal for Cmich as they continue the attack forward.
I apologize for the lag there. 4:45 left to go in this matchup, and on paper this should be a relatively easy win for the Chippewas. However, there is no doubting in the game of Rocket League, you can have a not so good rank and still play like you're in SSL. So, for CMU, the lineup, ColdNIcee, Bwearzz, and Trio as anticipated. P-Shooter, Gokad, and Kuro. I believe I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, I apologize for the mispronunciation, as ColdNIcee, a top right banger from midfield. Let's look at that one again real quick. Behind midfield, goes right over P-Shooter's Octane and sends it top cheddar. Cmich leads, and just 4:12 left to go in this matchup.
A beautiful finish there by ColdNIcee all the way from midfield. P-Shooter trying to get a little bit of a tap there, try to disrupt anything he can do to try to keep that as CMU comes on the offensive once again off the cross, right in the way of Trio, who might get a good shot off here, but he decides to collect
He's going to go
instead.
up the wall here, actually, and he might clip them. Flip reset, goes down, tried for the pinch, and I think he lost that one on his wheels, so CMU back in their own corner to recollect, pops again over P-Shooter. Gokad looks to be clearly the most technical out of this Seawolf team.
Yeah, we're going to see a very interesting play here, as we see with many teams that are more one-dimensional, like we saw with South Florida last week, where the singular player can be really effective, but if the other two can't support him adequately, they struggle to play as a team, and that can kill a team dynamic.
Well, Bwearzz now on the 50. He loses that one as Trio will take it away. Left side, Bwearzz up the wall. Hits that center for Gokad to recollect himself.
Double save there by Gokad, saving the Stony Brook defense, as we see a very offensive game so far. We haven't really seen all that play in the middle, though, as we're seeing here possible off the roof. Kuro does get the demo on Bwearzz as we see a trip to the middle. Trio,
here,
beautiful center there. Nobody there to finish, though. Bwearzz flying out of the backfield. A brilliant save there by Kuro to keep it 1-0.
Looks like they're just having fun out there at this point, which in all reality might not be the best idea come Old Dominion in a short 45 minutes, depending on how long these matches take. ColdNIcee down the left side now. He'll try to take it up the wall to no dismay. P-Shooter's there. Bwearzz looks to collect. He does. He'll go up the wall. He's got 0 boost though, so Gokad's going to take it away from him, and it's ColdNIcee in the backfield to send that one down. Back and forth play style at mid-pitch.
We're seeing a very interesting. We're going to see a shot here by Kuro as he tries to get the flip reset. He misses, makes Trio miss, but Bwearzz is there to recover on the secondary save. As we're seeing a quick break here by ColdNIcee. He's going to chip it into the middle for Trio, who's going to get a shot off. He does not quite get it as Kuro is in the back. He's rotating so well to keep him moving. As we're seeing Bwearzz, we see a big shot there by ColdNIcee. Kuro's there to collect once again.
CMU is going to be playing basically a 2-up, 1 mid. And Stony Brook playing that 2 mid-ish as ColdNIcee finishes his second one of the night, 2-0 in favor of the Chippewas with 1:49 left to go in this matchup. But as I mentioned, the Seawolves playing that 2 mid-ish and then 1 defensive back. They'll stay in net 99% of the time, sitting back post awaiting the shots from CMU. However, to his dismay, CMU is going to put that one past him. ColdNIcee out midfield now. Had an opportunity. He's just going to look for a demo there with 0 boost. Couldn't get it off, so Trio will recollect it. ColdNIcee to boom. He does. Right side corner. Taken away by Gokad, and right back to Trio. ColdNIcee has 100 boost now in the left corner. He'll pop it to the center, and it's denied by P-Shooter.
ColdNIcee there with a very crucial collect into the air. He's going to tip it to the corner. Not much can happen out of the corner as long as you're defending well. As we see Bwearzz go up there, lose the 1v1, but ColdNIcee is there waiting to collect the save. We're going to see a very interesting strategy here as we see a very nice shot. We do see 3 in front. Trio, once again, with an uncharacteristic mistake, missing that first ball. But he might set himself up for a counterattack here as ColdNIcee collects. If he can beat this one man, which he cannot, the counterattack is killed very quickly. We're seeing a shot here off the crossbar. We're going to see Kuro with another shot, once again saved. CMU is playing desperation defense here in the last minute of this game. If Stony Brook can't get a goal here early, that first game may be lost. We're seeing Kuro here on the offense. He's going to try to make something happen in the corner. He does win that 50. He's going to tap it to a very dangerous position off the crossbar. Bwearzz with a crucial demo, and it is going to lead to a shot in the back. P-Shooter is demoed and able to get back. Nearly another goal for CMU with an uncharacteristic mistake as a miss for CMU.
30 seconds left in this matchup. 2-0 in favor of the Chippewas right now. An interesting stat. CMU and Stony Brook both have played Oakland this year. CMU winning that one 3-2, and Oakland in just 15 minutes defeating Stony Brook 3-0. So with that logic, CMU should win this game on paper in a quicker time than said against Oakland. However, we'll see this one hit the ground in just a second here. CMU is going to take game number 1. A quick bump from P-Shooter on both players on the Chippewa offense. CMU takes that one 2-0.
Yeah, very dominant performance there by CMU. Obviously, there was some moments where they had to drop 3 back. That's just sort of the nature of the game. You got to play defense in every single matchup you're going to play in. They played it very effectively to keep that clean sheet and to win a very dominant 2-0.
Well, as I mentioned, both teams have played this Oakland Grizzly team. CMU, a 3-2 win against the Grizzlies in what was a very tightly contested matchup. And Oakland winning playing Stony Brook was defeated in just 15 short minutes. So, CMU taking game 1 shows a sign of life in this Chippewa offense. With playoffs for NACE just around the corner, a win in the NACE conference would mean a lot right now. When looking at Old Dominion following that game, it's going to be a little more of a challenge for the Chippewas looking at their recent games and statistics. That Old Dominion team also played Oakland coincidentally and swept them. So by that logic, Old Dominion should have CMU's number. However, you can never count the Chippewas out, as last week they played a team that was undefeated. That would be Ball State. Even though they did lose 3-0, they weren't down by more than a goal in every single game. They kept with them, held their own, and it shows life in this Chippewa offense, showing that Chippewas never give up. So as we head into game number 2, CMU in this best-of-5 series takes game number 1, 2-0 as we're underway. Center pitch for matchup number 2.
Yeah, we've seen them be so effective. Their ability to stay in games is something you cannot teach, and it has just kept them in games, especially like against Ball State, where if Ball State would have made 1 or 2 errors, that would have been a game, and 2 or more errors, that could have been a complete switch of the match. As we're seeing a game 2 here against Stony Brook, as we see Stony Brook come out with an early win there with a very nice goal. We see a step back here. I believe that was by P-Shooter off the backboard, and then Kuro was just there to collect. Bwearzz maybe not totally aware where he was, but that's okay. It's still early, only just under 30 seconds played in this game.
Well, Kuro is going to pick up the first one for the Seawolves in this matchup, as CMU got a previous shutout in game number 1. Trio to Bwearzz on the 50 loss. Bwearzz flicks. That's in. 1-1. Chippewas tie this game up with under 30 seconds left in the matchup.
That one very early, we see Bwearzz. He does not go 1v1 very often, but when he does, he can be so effective, as we saw right there. We didn't usually see that more out of ColdNIcee, but obviously Bwearzz has got those skills as well.
Great play there by Trio to fake the bump. He went up for a second. ColdNIcee, crossbar, bar down, that one in. Off the double-tapped finish, 2-1, Chippewas lead, and take it back within just a couple seconds of apart goals.
Very, very nice finish there by ColdNIcee, being there in case. Trio with a very, very nice, drew attention of both the defenders, really messed with them up, and then ColdNIcee with a very, very easy finish there. You see Bwearzz here, they're going to keep pushing this offense, even though they don't have boost.
Another bump on Kuro there, and CMU really not liking the fact that they got scored on once. It looks like they're a completely new team in the past couple seconds, is putting the pressure on these Seawolves. As the Chippewas will put it to the corner. Bwearzz to recollect it. Downside, he's got a flick opportunity. That one just, missed on the right crossbar. But ColdNIcee there to put it backboard. Trio might have an opportunity here. He'll backflip to conserve boost. Off the right crossbar. P-Shooter to collect for the Seawolves. Denied by the Chippewas. Centered for ColdNIcee. He missed that one off his bumper. He'll go up the left wall. Looks for a flip reset. Doesn't get it. He'll drop down off the left backboard.
Seeing Trio with the possible center. They're just a little bit late on the rotations here, but we are going to see them keep that pressure up off the crossbar there. We see Trio waiting there for another centered ball. They are very aware there to try to keep it out. As we see possible Kuro with another opportunity. He does run out of boost just in time. ColdNIcee is there with an easy disrupt on the save. Bwearzz is waiting up top for a quick.
Drop down there for Trio. He might have an opportunity here. He'll center on the right side. Looks for it to go. Got a quick pass to Kuro. Saved by Trio What a play from him to keep this one deadlocked at 2-1. Bwearzz on the rebound off the backboard, sends it to Trio, no dice for him. ColdNIcee in the corner now. He'll center it, try to get it to Bwearzz. So he'll pop up, aerial down, off the backboard. Will he get a double tap? He tries for it. He bumps himself on a pancake ball. Trio drops it down. ColdNIcee there, tries to finish. That's dropped down as well. CMU with endless chances in front of the net. Can't get anything to go. Trio, center pitch now. Kuro gets bumped. ColdNIcee on the left wall. Trio now with it. He tries for it. No good for him. And this is non-stop action in this second half of the game. P-Shooter gets the flick by, but to no avail. Kuro will try to score that one. An open net, and he misses. You can't do that at this level.
That is absolutely something you cannot do. These opportunities come so scarcely, especially in a matchup like this. That is not something you can afford to miss and consistently win games. As we see Bwearzz here, keep the pressure up. You see the 1v1. Trio possibly in the middle. He's going to go for the flick. He just can't get it going. We're seeing CMU put it in very dangerous positions. They cannot quite get those finishes to really seal out the game. A 3-1 would make this game much more unattainable for them. We do see a shot there. Another missed opportunity by Stony Brook. Their attack has such teeth right now as they are moving forward. Kuro seems to be leading it almost. He's being that playmaker out of the back. But P-Shooter is trying to make those 1v1s happen as we see a chip across. Not quite in the right position, though, for a centered ball. We see CMU playing that 3-back that we've seen them do so effectively. When they need to harden their defenses, they are really, really effective at doing that. As we see another dangerous ball here. Trio in that corner to try to win it. We see Trio with a little bit of a dangerous ball there into the middle. Slow hit. You see P-Shooter come out of the back here to try to get it. But CMU does seem to have twisted the tide once more. As we're seeing Bwearzz here come out to the back, it's very, very effective here out of both teams, just trying to keep the ball moving, try to keep offense alive. CMU may be regretting that a little bit, trying to keep playing them fast.
Oh, and here's a bump. ColdNIcee with an open end. Oh, it's denied by Kuro. Fast ball. Trio up now. Bwearzz on the backboard. He'll send it back over to Trio in the corner. Stops on a dime. He's got 11 boost. He'll have to retreat himself. ColdNIcee's got an opportunity now to finish what Trio couldn't. Kuro on the left wall, right now to Bwearzz. Bwearzz no boost. He's forced to recollect. Gets the 100 boost. Trio looking to drop it mid. And it's just non-stop action, back and forth play styles. It seems like one team for 30 seconds has 15 shots, and then the next 30 seconds it's all the opposing team with the shots. ColdNIcee at midfield. He'll be on Kuro. Looks for the bump. ColdNIcee not phased by that one. Bwearzz around the ball. He's got an opportunity over to Kuro now on the left wall. Dunked by Bwearzz, and that's going to be an open net. No, it's not. ColdNIcee's there on the left side. He comes in. Trio clears. ColdNIcee trying to keep this one out. CMU desperately needs to clear the zone, and Stony Brook desperately needs a goal here to stay in this one, but it'll hit the ground. 2-1. Chippewas win game number 2.
A true nail-biter there. That was a very, very intense game. Both sides had great opportunities. Luckily, CMU put in one more extra, making it 2-1 and securing that game 2 that we've seen to be so crucial in controlling the momentum. Any thoughts on how this is going to carry into game 3 at all?
Well, no overtimes whatsoever, so CMU not putting that one on the board. But Stony Brook only scoring 1 in that matchup, and CMU being held to only 2. That really shows just the defensive pressure coming from both teams. As I mentioned in game, it seems like one team has all the shots for 30 seconds, the next team the exact opposite for the vice versa 30 seconds. So CMU 2-0 win in the first game, a nice little shutout for the Chippewas. Second game 2-1, letting up one more goal. So by that trend, should be 2-2 next game. We'll see how that plays out for the Chippewas and the Seawolves, as Trio is going to wait to ready up here, take that last couple seconds. Even though they won, CMU has really struggled in these game number 3s where they lead 2-0 in the past over the season. So they look to get everything ready, get everything set and underway for game number 3. If CMU can do this game and, in just no overtime and all regulation, they will be in the same boat Oakland was in, sweeping them in just under 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to see a very interesting style. Stony Brook, I think what's causing that odd-offensive style is Stony Brook's holding a guy back. They're holding back 2. Usually we see the 1 defender and 2 attackers. Stony Brook's playing like a 2 midfielder look, where there's not always a striker up top to try to collect. So it's causing that more sporadic gameplay compared to what we've seen in the past where most teams run a different strategy. We're seeing early pressure here from Stony Brook as we're seeing a push there. Kuro might go by himself. Trio's there to deny with ColdNIcee there to get that backup. Goat God's going to pop into the middle. P-Shooter's going to try to win a 50. It's going to knock to the corner here. Very dangerous spot for a shot.
A lot of back and forth play style here and a lot of defensive pressure on CMU. They don't have a lot of boost here, so they're going to have to get back, retry something. P-Shooter over to Kuro, and that's just a bad hit. And that'll go far left on the goalpost. Bump on Trio will send ColdNIcee and Bwearzz to be the lone defenders. An open net, he can't miss this one. He does! Wow, that is a tough look for the Seawolves, especially in a game where it's do or die for them right now. If Trio and the Chippewas can get something going offensively, they can send the Seawolves home packing, and I cannot believe he's missed such an open net, not once but twice this matchup.
That is not something you can do at this level. These are just crucial opportunities that you cannot miss. But the Seawolves have to take. Obviously, every single game has had 2 or 3 goals. Those are the 2 or 3 moments. Kuro obviously has had 2 now that he has missed. The last game could have been forced into an overtime if he would have hit it. This game would be 1-0 if he could hit it. And we're going to see if he can possibly put himself in a position for a third and maybe get that finish to try to make this game a little tighter. As we see Trio here go on the offense. Trio just a little bit tapped out. We are going to see CMU maintain possession.
He's going for the demo right now, but ColdNIcee is going to get denied by Kuro on the left side. Trio with a redirection P-Shooter to deny the opportunity for the Chippewas. Bwearzz has some time and space. He's denied by P-Shooter also with a 0 boost. Trio's going to have to get back on the defensive standpoint. He'll pop it up and just leave it. Collect it. I can't believe that almost went in. P-Shooter there to collect. I know you mentioned that Kuro looks to be the best on the team, and, well, he does look to be the most technologically advanced via mechanics. You know, he's not looking too great when it comes... No, and I can't even say anything now as he's just scored. You know, it must be the broadcaster's curse, but when it comes to those simple mechanics, he's missed 2 open nets that could have put them in the lead or tied. In that regard, he hits the net on that one. It seems like he can hit all the contested shots, but when it comes to an open net, he struggles. And sounds like just the rest of the Rocket League community when, you know, they can hit a double flip reset, and then when it comes to a wide open net, no defenders, everyone is lackluster.
We have seen that so much. We've seen that with Trio in a few weeks where they're just so hot and cold. They can hit the most advanced shot you've ever seen with the tightest little window, and then as soon as it comes to those easy opportunities where it's just you in the net, you just can't quite wrap your head around it. You get just a little bit too much on it, and it's right into the crossbar, right into the post. Not something you want to see, especially at a player who has been playing so complete as Kuro has, with his bumps, with his subtle stuff. As we see Trio get the demo in the middle, might be leaving an opportunity open for the goalie. Kuro does use his 16 boost. He responds with quite well as we see ColdNIcee chip it up here for another crossed ball. Trio does not have any boost in the middle. Does go for the bump on P-Shooter, but Trio is there to collect it as Trio also wins the boost in the middle, putting it back in his position. Goat God in the middle with ColdNIcee is able to continue the momentum the other way. CMU is going to try to push it here. Trio nearly gets it, just runs out of boost just the wrong second. Bwearzz in the middle does get demoed while he attempts in his attempted cross. Trio just does not seem to have his boost quite set up. I think they're struggling with their ability to keep that boost on for the person that's supposed to midfield through. Apologies. Person that's supposed to rotate through and get that finish. I think they're struggling to get that boost because Stony Brook is adapting to it. As you see, Bwearzz here possibly with one, just not able to quite get enough power on that shot to make it even possible for a shot.
Now Bwearzz with the save there to keep it 1-0 in favor of the Seawolves. He'll center it right to Kuro. ColdNIcee there to pick up on the mistake by the Chippewas. A minute left in this one. CMU needs to score a goal if they want to stay in it. And the Seawolves need this one to stay alive, and even in the matchup, they want to continue this game. Kuro now in the corner with it. Trio is going to try to go up for the bump. He will, and P-Shooter sits at center field. He'll redirect that. And CMU to recollect. Both go for it, and you know, you see the Chippewas just having fun out here. They don't seem to be too threatened by the Seawolves right now. They're up 2-0. But Lincoln, we've seen that so many times this season where they win 2 games, get a little cocky, and then lose game number 3. CMU only has 23 seconds left in this matchup to tie it up. Will we see it happen?
You see a demo in the middle, though. We do see Bwearzz come back and cover. That's the last 15 seconds. We see maybe a last-second attack here by CMU. We do see a failed clearance by Stony Brook. Last 10 seconds remaining. And it is looking like possibly we might see a last opportunity here from Bwearzz. We see a chip over Trio with his last shot. Not quite. It is going to stay up. There's still a possibility. As we do see it, Trio might be able to keep it up once more. He does not, as we see Stony Brook take their first game, making it 2-1 on the night. We have seen this so much where they struggle to put away teams. And the Stony Brook team seems to have a little bit of a new life in them. They've settled down a little bit. They're playing a little bit more technically, and CMU appears to be struggling with it on the offensive end. Obviously, they got clean sheeted there with a 1-0 loss. Any thoughts on the total performance?
Well, CMU looking like they're not playing their best Rocket League right now, and that's a given when it comes to a team that realistically you should be on paper in 3 games, and then also against a team that you won 2-1, 2-0 against in game 2 and 1 respectively to that. So when you're up 2-0 in a best-of-5 series, you know, it kind of gets in your head a little bit. CMU's been lackluster when it comes to that throughout the entire season, as we mentioned in game, where they are just not capitalizing on the easy opportunities, and it looked like a lot of offensive pressure from Stony Brook in that matchup. The Seawolves were all over their offensive zone. CMU couldn't get a clearance out in time, and that caused that early first goal in favor of the Seawolves. So that was the first game that they struck first blood, and also the first game they took on the Chippewas, as we're going to get set and underway for game number 4 in this best-of-5 series. Yet again, Stony Brook will need this one to stay alive, CMU to send them home, and we will stay like this until game number 5 if it is needed.
We're seeing here, we're gonna see if it changes strategy. We did see CMU pause there for a second. We're going to see if they change strategies at all. I can't imagine they will, as we see Trio here with a interesting kickoff, as we see P-Shooter get an early demo on ColdNIcee. We're seeing maybe a trip in the middle, an early goal opportunity from Stony Brook. They cannot quite capitalize on it.
They're lackluster right now. Trio almost had an opportunity if he had a little bit more boost. So he'll head back from the corner, wave dash in the wall. ColdNIcee there to 50. Bwearzz is going to pop his car up. He's got an opportunity. That one drops, and it's in! Top right, 4:37 left to go. Bwearzz drops it from the ceiling, puts it on a dime, and that one is Chippewa's first blood of the game.
You saw here maybe a little bit of his contact from his own car there. It's a little bit of a misdirection from the Stony Brook defender, but that is an incredible angle to play there from Bwearzz. Getting that tap off the ceiling is something that only a few players can see and try to do. Only a few players that are that bold, as we see ColdNIcee play some defense. In these early stage, we see Bwearzz there with an emergency save. Another shot. They're playing a little bit of desperation defense here. As we see another one rocket off the post. ColdNIcee going by himself. Doesn't have any boost though. He does lose the boost in the corner. And he does get demoed to end his attack. You see a dangerous area though. Trio is going to try to dominate the corner. Bwearzz into the middle, but ColdNIcee is not back yet to try to finish that ball in the middle. I think the demos are sort of messing with their rotations here a little bit. Obviously, rotation is so important to make sure you constantly have boost and can constantly play the ball. CMU has been struggling with P-Shooter and with Kuro playing so aggressively. As we do see another shot, Bwearzz the second of the night, and a similarly impressive goal as he gets that one off the back post. A beautiful cross there by Trio, and Bwearzz is there to finish with a characteristically consistent finish by him. Truly an important goal to make it 2-0 in the first minute of this game.
I think one of the biggest things that I've seen out of this Stony Brook team is they are such a good play style when it comes to denying the center ball. And what I mean by that is CMU throughout the season has constantly gotten their goals by passing plays on the center ball. When that happens, it's usually Trio that will either center it to ColdNIcee or Bwearzz that will center it to Trio right in front of the net on a very cheeky opportunity when Trio likes to bump. As we see P-Shooter get that goal, however, as I mentioned, it's usually the center ball where CMU capitalizes on their opportunities. However, this team of the Seawolves is really, really good at denying those opportunities, and you don't really see them sit back post too much. You see them sit center of the net, which is, you know, usually something you don't see out of a lot of teams. Is Bwearzz almost got bumped there. I think that's really what we see out of the Stony Brook team that's allowing them to stay in this matchup when it's a team that on paper CMU should win by a lot more than just one goal.
Well, we took a look at the Stony Brook record before this game, obviously, and it's pretty clear that they have been struggling defensively all year. Obviously, with that Oakland game, they struggled, so it would make sense if they developed some sort of strategy to try to deny that. And obviously, we saw with Oakland, they're very good at that center ball. We saw with a bunch of other teams that center ball is where the double demo out of both P-Shooter. I believe P-Shooter got both. That double demo was truly deadly out of him as Bwearzz gets picked off here in the corner. Kuro with the center to Go God. After P-Shooter took out both the defenders in Trio and ColdNIcee, makes it impossible for CMU to do anything, as we're seeing a little bit of a revival here from Stony Brook. We're going to see if CMU can take back the momentum of this game 4, as we see him with an early shot off the top crossbar from Trio, as we may see a different approach as we see another shot straight up. Very impressive save there by Kuro, tipping it off the crossbar. You see Trio here try to get something going. I think they're going to try to manipulate the strategy. Obviously, you said they're really good against that center ball, so we're going to see if they change it here at all to try to attack either more directly, try to get some 1v1, some isolations. But I don't know how they're going to adjust, seeing how we are in game 4 now. It is late as we see another goal by Stony Brook, making it 3-2 here as we are just over halfway. We've seen a giant shift as Stony Brook seems to have the advantage here in the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the game.
And that was just a bad ball from Bwearzz. He didn't expect to get such a light touch on it. And I think he tried to get the underball flip there, and he lost his flip. He was a little too late on it. And in that regard, CMU will go down 3-2. ColdNIcee was demoed, had no chance on getting back in time. So Stony Brook up by 1 right now. Interesting play style from them. Just a lot of offensive pressure. And they're getting CMU to waste their boost, collect them, boost starve them, and finish them off. Trio with the fake, he flicks up. That one denied by P-Shooter, but it did take all 3 members of their team to deny that opportunity. Bwearzz on the bounce ball. That one goes in. He'll tie it up 3-3. What a play by him. Let's take a look at this replay one more time. Trio off the ceiling. Bwearzz, the bounce ball, gets past Goat God. Kuro, again, he's not setting back post. He's setting center of the net. And even still, he's not fast enough to get in there and get the save off. So Trio will pick up the assist. Bwearzz, I believe that's his 3rd of the night, is an almost opportunity. And no, Bwearzz picks up the hat trick on that one. That's 3, and CMU, 2 short goals in just 10 seconds, sees them take the lead yet again in this matchup, 4-3.
They really needed that one. That one completely shifted it. Now Stony Brook has to play behind them again, which they have struggled with. I think we're going to see CMU play more of a defensive style, maybe dropping an additional man back. We're going to see maybe a 2-1, which is something we've seen them do in these later stages. As we see Trio here on the offense again, it seems like they may try to exploit the difference. As Trio goes for a bump, they do have 2 back though, so it's going to make that very difficult. Bwearzz is off the roof now, trying to make it his 5th of the night, 5th of the game. Apologies. You're seeing Trio pull back a little bit, realizes that it may not be worth going for that risky ball, seeing how they are only up by 1, which is not a good cushion for them. P-Shooter here, we're going to see a P-Shooter versus Trio in the center as Trio puts it in a very dangerous spot. It's going to be another one off the backboard, but P-Shooter is there and Bwearzz is there to collect, but Trio being very effective here and holding him back. ColdNIcee, he's taking more of a defensive role in this matchup. Not something we have seen him do. Obviously, we've seen him in the past weeks. He's so effective on those 1v1s, but we've seen him play more of a defensive role. He's playing as that one-man back compared to what we saw. We saw Bwearzz that a couple of weeks ago. We've seen Trio take that role in the past, but not really ColdNIcee. He's usually been either that midfielder or that high striker. Just try to put him in isolation situations, but obviously that's not happening as much here in this matchup. As we approach the last 30 seconds, we're seeing more of a midfield play. CMU is trying to kill the game by keeping it in the midfield, keeping it in an area where they can control.
Quick bump comes out, and Trio will center that ball. Bwearzz might be there to finish. He gets the backhand. He'll throw it up. He almost puts that one top cheddar on the right side. Doesn't get it to go. ColdNIcee there to recollect. 4 seconds left in this matchup, and that might hit the ground. And CMU looks to take it. God might have an opportunity. Denied. It hasn't hit the ground yet. Still a chance, but denied by Bwearzz, and he'll take the victory for the Chippewas 4-3. That's a win, and that will really help them in the rankings come time for playoffs.
Yeah, we're really fighting here. Every last win counts. The top, I believe it's either the top 4 or the top 3 teams get into that playoffs, and that is so important for CMU. Obviously, we're a younger program here at CMU, so to get that early playoff spot would be huge for the program as a whole.
Well, yeah, you're looking at Ball State, Akron that are sitting at the top of that list. Northeastern and Central Michigan around tied with BGSU, and then NIU pulling up the rear in that top 6 setting. We'll take a look at these replays real quick, just kind of break down a little bit of what happened. That one just gets past the Chippewas end. However, CMU still takes this victory. Another great flick by Bwearzz there, and as soon as we are set for this next matchup between Old Dominion and the Monarchs, we will bring that to you. If they are ready early, we might be able to start early. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. CMU against Old Dominion coming up next here on Cmich Esports. Welcome back inside the Student Activity Center for the next matchup against, coincidentally, Stony Brook. We apologize for that last one. We were misstrued by our graphics there. We were actually playing Old Dominion in that standpoint, who sit at the top of the leaderboard 7-0. CMU handed them their first loss in a very differently expected outcome, 3-1. So that would explain why CMU was, playing to that level, and why we expected Stony Brook to, play much differently than what was expected. So we greatly apologize for the mix-up there. Old Dominion Monarchs fall to the Chippewas 3-1. So that was a little interesting mix-up, but
yeah, a little bit of a mix-up there. Obviously, we got the win. That's the important thing.
True.
To give Old Dominion their first loss of the year is truly impressive out of this CMU team.
And NACE conference they have lost previously, but in NACE play, that is truly a solid feat.
Yeah, it sets them up very well for a playoff spot. We are sitting in second right now in the division. Obviously, we messed it up a little bit too. We were looking at a different division, but we are sitting in second in the NACE, which is the division which, if we can get the second win, which against Stony Brook should be a thing that is very attainable, it will put us up for a very nice playoff spot in second for a playoff match against one of the weaker teams in our division.
Yeah, well, CMU, as of a couple minutes ago, and this one actually is confirmed, we do have sources cited on this one. ODU will sit at the top at 7-1, the team that we have just defeated, the Monarchs. CMU coming in a solid second place there, 5-2 in NACE pool play. Missouri Esports following the third spot, 4-2. Tied with them at 4-2 is Southern Miss. And following that is USF, the team that did beat us previously, so if CMU ends up going against them, that'll be quite the rematch in playoffs. However, we again apologize for that mix-up. It was Old Dominion that CMU just faced. We apologize for the graphics. The name mix-up, I was a little confused because I was looking at pregame, Old Dominion and Stony Brook's rosters, and looked a little bit closer to Old Dominion's than it did Stony Brook's, but, teams switch up. They don't judge, so we went with it. We apologize greatly for that mix-up, but we are confirmed to be playing Stony Brook this second matchup. The Seawolves will be underway in just a few minutes. But we'll take a look at that one real quick. After such a solid game, we go against a team that has not won a single game this entire NACE play. They are 0-6. They sit at the very bottom of NACE play. So we've given the team that has won every single game their first loss. What do we expect from the team that hasn't won a single game?
I think we're going to see a very dominant performance there from CMU. I think we're going to see a good wrap-up to the season. Obviously, they're going to try to lead into the playoffs with a very successful win. They got to win this game. It's very important they wrap it up, because if Mizzou and I believe Southern Miss both win both of their games, they will still be above Missouri because they do have the head-to-head. However, the Southern Miss game, they do actually not have head-to-head there. Southern Miss did beat CMU earlier in the year, so they are going to be looking for a very dominant performance here to secure that 6-2 record in this one and get that second seed so they can play one of the weaker teams. Obviously, there's a big difference between the second worst team and the third worst, especially with a division like this where there's so many so-so teams, and then there's a big drop down when you get to those bottom two teams, especially with here Stony Brook without a win this year. Whoever gets to play them, obviously Old Dominion will be playing them. As we can imagine, probably a very dominant win. They're probably going to maybe even look past them, as we've seen this. Stony Brook, a very low-ranked team. They're all diamonds, not terribly impressive players.
We can't say yet that they are all diamonds.
That's
Some
true.
people may have alt accounts that they are playing on for this Rocket League sequence. However, the play style that we saw in the streams coming and the pregame did look to match the rank. So we will see how that ends up in this coming play style. Again, we apologize for the mix-up. We are playing Stony Brook this coming game. Scheduled for 7 o'clock, so without further ado, we're going to head to a break screen, and when we come back, the matchup between Stony Brook, 100%, we are playing Stony Brook, or the Stony Brook Seawolves, and that is coming up right next here on Cmich Esports. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. co-champ when it comes to the threes category. JX Far looks to be sitting at that grand champ low level, so clearly outmatched in terms of ranks. However, in the competitive scene, ranks don't really mean anything. Trio with a banger, that one barred down and out. CMU a minute into this matchup, still no goals. They are showing a lot more, play style than Stony Brook as of right now, but it looks like they're just having fun with it, playing their best, having a good time.
Incredibly physical game out here early, as we see a lot more demos. We saw that be such a big factor last game against Old Dominion, with the double demos really opening up the offensive attack for ODU, with both of their goals in that second game coming from double demos. We're going to see if CMU tries to build off that. We do see ColdNIcee get the demo, denying the attack. But we see Trio at the very end. He does miss that boost, not allowing him to do very much. ColdNIcee out of the backfield, going to get a shot on goal. Just misses that top left just by a little bit here, keeping them out of the 1-0 territory. Trio tipping to the middle. He does take it himself, which is interesting. Bwearzz,
that should be a goal. No. A little bit. Saved by Vercelli. What a play from him. And you're seeing a lot of this Chippewa offense, that passing play. You can tell that they're just having fun with it. You can tell that they're just playing around, trying to get everything all set and underway and ready to go. So Bwearzz, we'll see him drop back. Trio looks for the bump. Bwearzz goes up for it now. He'll go top right corner.
Simulates that ball there to ColdNIcee. He goes tries to get the ball, gets the demo. Just a little bit of a interesting attacking strategy. We might see CMU try to switch up their attacking strategy as they're playing very effectively. Bwearzz goes off the corner by himself, takes it by himself. It looks like Roasted Salmon was sort of either just looking to see what's happening, trying to play a little bit reactive, and just sort of gets stuck there in the corner as CMU takes a 1-0 lead here in just over a minute and a half played in this game number one.
Well, you look at, who was the defender there, and they were front post. That is a mistake that cannot be made sitting at this rank. If you're sitting front post for a shot, there is almost a 99% chance you're going to get scored on.
Yeah, that front post is not a great spot, as you can't cover most of the goal. It's significantly easier to go forward than it is to go back, especially at this rank where you have to do those transitions so quickly, and just those inches that matter are so incredible. As we see Roasted Salmon chasing down Trio there to get that demo. He was not to be stopped. Obviously, he did get that demo on Trio, keeping that middle ball out of the area. As Trio comes in for the chip, we might see ColdNIcee flying out of the backfield just a little bit late there by ColdNIcee to Bwearzz chipping over on, I believe that was Jafar.
Yeah, Trio looks for the turnaround here. He's going to pop up. He's going to drop down. They have an opportunity. Jafar, the highest ranking member of this team, is going to clear that one out of the zone. They've got an open net. Bwearzz.
An uncharacteristic mistake.
That. I'm not exactly sure how.
Incredibly uncharacteristic mistake there from him, as he's usually so consistent for the goal. Trio there, able to get that second opportunity to make it 2-0 here as we approach the last minute.
Look at this double tap real quick. Bwearzz over to Trio. Trio on the board. He'll pop it down for himself. Takes the ball in. 1:13 left to go. CMU leading 2-0.
A very, very rare mistake there. One of those few that, if we were playing against a team that was playing more aggressively, might have cost Bwearzz. But he is able to get out, as we see a little bit of a miscommunication there. It looked by Stony Brook. We see Jafar play a little bit, overplay it just a little bit, as he does it again, which is something we don't see very often.
Well, I don't think the CMU team, respectfully to Stony Brook, is trying nearly as hard right now. Looks like they're just having a lot of fun with it out there, playing it to themselves and having a good time. As an open net, Trio's got an opportunity. He'll just roll that one right in. 3-0, 43 seconds left to go.
A very, very rough goal there defensively by Stony Brook. Versatile misses the ball completely. An opportunity you just cannot have, as he misses it completely. Allows Trio to get just a roll in on an open goal. Something that you will not see missed here with the upper teams in this league. As we see it, CMU's taken more of a fun approach, which is something that might be needed as we go into playoffs. You're going to have to play very gritty games, very tough games. So getting a little bit more fun games in might be wanted, just to break the monotony of playing tough game after tough game in the later stages here. As we see Bwearzz just keeping it on this side as we approach the last 20 seconds of this game. We're seeing CMU play an interesting role, the 1 forward, 2 back. As
that one
gets
just rolls in, hat trick for Trio. Now just a bad play style by Stony Brook here. Let's look at that. Roasted Salmon dumps it right to Trio. There's no one back, and that's 4-0. 12 seconds left to go in this one. I simply don't see how Stony Brook can come back in this matchup.
Yeah, it's simply just the mistakes you just can't make at this that
Trio off the ceiling here. Here's an opportunity. He scores!
A beautiful goal there from CMU. As we see, I believe that was ColdNIcee for the beautiful tip-off. Trio there on the secondary drop down. Roasted Salmon on that front post. Once again, he should have been there to receive it. Obviously wasn't, as CMU takes a commanding 5-0 lead in this game one with the final 6 seconds in play. We're going to see Versatile here get a little shot up, maybe a potential for a first goal. Just can't get it as CMU takes that first game. And it is looking like a very one-sided affair as they're just making, as Stony Brook is just making errors you cannot make as a team at this level. It's simple technical errors that we don't see happen in these upper stages that we keep seeing happen.
Well, CMU just having fun out there. You saw it in that last shot. There was no reason that they needed to get another goal, and they just wanted that extra little bit of fun. ColdNIcee off the ceiling, sends it up to Trio, who was on the ceiling off that popped aerial. Trio drops down, gets his flip, sends it right into the net, and that was a beauty of a goal. You'll definitely see that one in the replays come the end of the stream. However, CMU 5-0 the first matchup. Kind of what we expected out there from the Stony Brook offense, where, JX Far, or Jafar as we might call him, is the leader of that team, and Versali and Roasted Salmon bringing up the rears there. Roasted Salmon turning over the ball more than enough times to give the Chippewas an opportunity to finish on their attempts. Versali letting that Trio 1 roll in, and he's the one that sat front post there, made that rookie mistake. And so we'll head into game number 2, CMU versus Stony Brook.
Yeah, we're going to see, I don't know if we're going to see a change in strategy from either team. I think Stony Brook is a little bit set in their ways. They obviously aren't as good technically as we would have thought from a team, even to be in this league itself, which obviously we see reflected in the record. But I think we're going to just see I hate to say it because I know the commentator case is a very real thing, but I think we're going to see a cruise from CMU and possibly an early rout here with another very high-scoring affair from both sides. We're hoping not to see the sort of mistakes that we've seen out of CMU when it comes to these closing out these games, but I do think we are not going to see them, as I think they've matured a little bit since the beginning of the year. I think they've matured as a team. I think they've gotten significantly better. And I think we're going to see a little bit of a change in strategy here from Stony Brook. As we see a change in player, obviously we saw Roasted Salmon. We are going to see just Salmon come in.
I believe this might be the same person as the rank is almost the exact same, if not actually a little worse. However, we'll see Jafar use the Dominus now, something we have not seen a single player use whatsoever in any single game that CMU has played the entire season so far in first semester.
No, we do see it sometime in pro play itself. We do see it with the more defensive players or players just like that bigger hitbox on the ground, which is why we don't see it as much in these games. Obviously, Dominance it's a significantly shorter hitbox, but it's a significantly wider hitbox, which allows certain flicks to be easier. As we see Trio get the redirect here, they do cover it up. Though we are going to see Stony Brook cover a little bit of an interesting idea. Jafar is flying out of the back with incredible speed. Trio is going to be there to deflect it. He does get that corner boost.
And that's the deficiency of the Dominus, is you saw Jafar go for the wall bounce. Didn't get it because it's just so hard with such a flat hitbox. Then again, you look at 50s. There's not a lot of 50s. You're not going to win with the Dominus. It's ColdNIcee almost had the dunk on that one. Bwearzz to pop it back up. He'll go for the aerial. Off the backboard. He goes down. No good. ColdNIcee, or Trio rather, to collect and finish it off. 3:39 left to go in this matchup. Trio strikes first for the Chippewas.
Trio with a truly remarkable finish there. He just came out of nowhere. He got that corner boost, came back for the rotation. We saw the little bit of a counter there. ColdNIcee sitting a little bit back, almost as like a decoy there. Obviously, Trio was there with a little bit of a quicker finish as CMU gets the early lead 1-0. Oh, not quite early lead, my apologies. But they do get the lead early. Bwearzz off the ceiling with a demo there on I believe that was Jafar off the top.
Well, take a look at this. Bwearzz has an opportunity. Whiffs on that one, though. CMU going to recollect themselves. ColdNIcee's demoed, so he's all the way back, getting ready to take that boost and get underway. Bwearzz pops that one up just to keep it out of the danger zone. He'll look for a clearance, can't get it off. Salmon to recollect for it. Trio on the right side. He's got Bwearzz to his left. He pops down, no good on his side. Jafar's going to take that away. Flip reset, does he have it? He doesn't. It's on the left side. Versali's going in. He misses that one. Open net. ColdNIcee down the left wall. He'll pop it up. Looks for a center. Gets just past Jafar. Can't get it in, though.
Bwearzz doesn't have that boost in the corner. That would allow him to step on it, though. However, we are going to see Bwearzz stay a little bit back. Something I'm noticing between maybe a roster change because Salmon does seem to have his movement more down pat. He isn't quite as technical, I don't think, as Roasted Salmon was. However, Salmon does seem to be much quicker and much more aggressive, much similar to more of the faster players we've seen. Maybe trying to counter Bwearzz or Trio here with just some raw physicality. Does not seem to be working great on the offensive end, though. As we've seen CMU be quite vicious, we are going to see ColdNIcee here in a 1v2. He is get the early break up there.
No boost as well. That just shows his grit that he's got going on. ColdNIcee pops it up. He'll look for a center. As CMU's good at doing. Trio pancake that one. Dropped it down. Bwearzz tried to pancake that one himself. Trio down the right side to ColdNIcee. That's bounced. Trio another shot. He goes 2-0. 2 minutes left to go. What a play by Trio and ColdNIcee, the passing duo.
A very, very difficult shot there for most Rocket League players, though. Trio does make it look so easy with just that front left tire of his getting that tap over the Stony Brook defender. As we enter the last 2 minutes here, Bwearzz here with another shot. He just
looks for the redirect there. Yeah.
ColdNIcee
to finish it off.
Another very nice shot there from a team goal here. As Bwearzz did with the redirect, Trio off the backboard, and then ColdNIcee to make that finish.
Well, look again there. You saw Versali, who was sitting front post. Can't do that in this league, and I think that's something that Stony Brook really needs to hone down on if they want to compete in this league and, you know, win even a game in this league, because in this league, or I know I keep saying league, but in NACE, sitting front post is just, it's a mistake that can't be made. Bwearzz might have his second. He does. 4-0. This is a demolition derby in favor of the Chippewas, something that, you know, they definitely needed to boost their morale a little more after beating Old Dominion. So they're going to look to try to come out of this one with a clean 2-0 sweep on both teams.
Yeah, we're seeing a very, very dominating performance here by CMU as they appear to be just completely dominating Stony Brook in all facets of the game. As we've seen ColdNIcee here tip to the middle, possibly for another attack from Trio. We've seen they do not waste opportunities like this to practice their offense.
That was just a whiff by Versali. That's an open net. ColdNIcee. That's his second of the matchup. 5-0. They've already beaten their record, or they're tied their record from last game where they won 5-0. So ColdNIcee's got 2. Bwearzz, I believe, has 1, and Trio also with 2. So ColdNIcee and Trio both on hat trick watch. Trio loses that kickoff. Versali looks to collect.
When you're beating a team like this, you usually see teams hold back a little bit, but it does not.
Trio
with a little bit of friendly fire there.
Yep.
A little bit of friendly fire there, keeping them out. Maybe trying to like play a little defense and say, hey, we're not going to be able to score this way against every team.
Oh, what a play there. ColdNIcee's going to get, no, he's not. He's going to pop it up for Trio. Trio's on the backboard. He doesn't get it to go. Bwearzz, the lone defender here. He'll take it. It'll go off the backboard. He looks for a redirected shot. That goes off the backboard again. Trio just over his car. ColdNIcee pops it up again off the backboard. Versali collects it for the Seawolves. And again, it's just back and forth play style where CMU capitalizes on pretty much every opportunity, and you can tell they're just having fun out there. ColdNIcee says, let me have this flip reset. Goes down off the bump. Oh, that would have been dirty. 20 seconds left to go in this matchup. Can they beat their previous record of 5-0? Trio has an opportunity. Bwearzz to finish. Can he get it in? Trio blocked it again. He wants that hat trick. He won't let Bwearzz have it. Bwearzz misses yet again. Jafar just sitting there. Bwearzz, can he put it in? Trio or ColdNIcee wants a second one. It's sitting in front of the net. Ball's loose in front. Trio's denied by Salmon. One more opportunity. Bwearzz to put it down. It's not good. It sits on the goal line. 5-0 win nonetheless for the Chippewas.
a sporadic endgame there as CMU takes the next game. Completely dominated performance there by CMU as we see them take that second game 2-0. I think that will secure the complete momentum for CMU's favor and secure that they will indeed be able to win this game.
Well, 1 times is, a mishap. 2 times is a coincidence. 3 times is a pattern. So we'll see if this 5-0 win comes as a pattern. CMU looking ahead into Game 3, they're not even going to take the time to ready up or not ready up and take that time out because CMU's just having fun. We'll head straight back to the pitch in just a moment. CMU already ready to go. Stony Brook, looking to probably accept their fate on this one.
Yeah, we're going to see a sort of preparing for playoff time. Both teams sort of accepted that where they're going to be. CMU's going to accept that 2nd seed probably, and Stony Brook is probably going to accept that, what would it be, the 8th seed?
The last seed, yep.
The last seed, and they're both just going to look forward, see if Stony Brook can secure something, maybe a game. There's a little bit of sign that they were indeed in the playoffs and did put up something against ODU in that 8th versus 1 seed matchup. Jafar is going to try to make something happen here. He does get a shot, it looks like, is knocked away by ColdNIcee. Salmon's going to look forward to try to get something going here in the early stages. If they can just get a goal, that would be such a moral victory for them.
Yeah, in this scenario, it would be as they have not scored a single goal on CMU yet this matchup, let alone all season. Trio on the backboard. He'll try to drop to Bwearzz. Bwearzz off the touch, no good. Salmon sitting front post again. ColdNIcee will send that one down to the left side of the field for Bwearzz. Bwearzz off the pinch. He tries to center it for the Chippewas as they've done all season. No good there. ColdNIcee to collect on his own end. Versailles will send it up to Salmon mid. He misses that one on the left side. Trio will run it down the left side. 0 boost in his tank. Looks to be picked up by ColdNIcee. Trio looking to turn. No, he doesn't. He'll drop back.
We're seeing a little bit of a struggle here. A little bit of a slower beginning as we've seen with CMU. As we've seen in the past, they have struggled to finish up these 2-0 wins. As we've seen it happen all the time. We saw ODU last game where they won the first 2 games. Not as definitively we've seen, but they do struggle to close out these series. As we're seeing CMU take a little bit of a slower attack on offense. Trio there on the block, but ColdNIcee just fly through to get that secondary win.
Well, no goal yet for either team. 3:21 left to go in this matchup. Such a dominating performance the first couple games. I'm surprised we haven't seen a single goal from either team. The flick comes off. ColdNIcee's not fazed by it. Salmon is 0 boost in the Chippewa corner. That one gets sent all the way down the pitch. Jafar to collect. He's going to run out of boost a little too early. Still wins the dunk though. He lost that one on his edge. Bwearzz and ColdNIcee look to pinch. They do. Trio's up now. He'll look to redirect it to the center. He doesn't get that one to go. Bwearzz pinches it. That rolls to Salmon. ColdNIcee on the right side wall now. He'll go into the corner where Jafar meets him and takes that one away. Bwearzz on the backboard now. Trio to finish. No, he can't.
We're seeing here we're seeing here a little bit more back and forth than we saw in the first 2 games as we see Salmon within an offense. Bwearzz is there to block as Versailles does deny. Versailles does deny. My apologies to Versailles. Does deny. Bwearzz the shot just a little bit too late. Overplays it a little bit. ColdNIcee is there to disrupt the counterattack. As we're seeing at 0-0, we do see a very dangerous clearance there by Jafar. Something you have to do very carefully when you're dribbling across your own goal. Just to be careful. Nobody's there to get that early finish. As we're seeing ColdNIcee here with a tap up for Bwearzz.
Redirection, Bwearzz. Oh, that would have been mean. I know that they're just going for clips at this point.
We're going to see here if they're going to try to get a goal here. I would not want to go into an OT here that early. As we're seeing Bwearzz get a little bit of a miss. ColdNIcee with another shot. We're just seeing both teams sort of CMU's dominating their own defensive end, and in the midfield, they're floundering a little bit. I'm saying that we're going to see a shot from ColdNIcee off the post. Bwearzz with the finish. The commentator curse sort of goes the other way there as Bwearzz is able to finish and make it 1-0 here.
We'll take a look at this one again. Versailles sitting center of the goal. Again, not something you really want to do unless you're skilled enough to backflip and speed aerial in time. And it just goes to show he is not able to do that. He was completely messed up by himself. So we'll see another face-off where Stony Brook will lose it and CMU takes position to get back underway. 1:26 left to go in this one. CMU leads 1-0.
We're seeing Stony Brook here on the offense a little bit, as we're seeing a little bit of a fight back here from them as we approach the last minute of this game. Bwearzz going on the offense again. He does get the miss on it. Salmon, a little bit of a tap. We see a very dangerous ball played here by Trio into the middle. ColdNIcee, just a little bit of a miss there. Bwearzz does take it back, a little bit of a miss.
Well, he's going to go off the ceiling here. He takes a shot. That one just goes bar out. He's going to be demoed, though. Bwearzz on that one. Trio's turn to go up and off the ceiling. He completely whiffs on that one. He'll still get it into the corner where Jafar meets him. Bwearzz looks to take it. He does. He goes off the ceiling. That one will drop right in front of the goal. ColdNIcee might have it. He does. Goes off into the corner. Salmon will take that one away from him. Trio's turn now to go up. Bwearzz looks for it. Doesn't get it. ColdNIcee to roll it in. Can he do it? No, he can't. And that one's a weird flick on the flip from Bwearzz. He'll take it away from Versailles. Underneath him. And Trio, he wants that ball really bad. He'll take that away from Bwearzz. Trio to bump it out. ColdNIcee might have that one. The lone defender back. He takes it away on a 50 off of Salmon. Bwearzz and ColdNIcee up now. I almost thought they were going for a pinch, but you can tell that this Chippewa offense is simply going for clips at this point.
The last 15 seconds here, as we're going to see the last 10 seconds kick off, we're going to see them try to hold it in the midfield, try to just kill out this game. As we see the last 4 seconds, 3 seconds, we see a little bit of a last offense here, but that looks like it will end the game here. As ColdNIcee looks like he's going to end it.
Wait a minute, they might have another goal here. ColdNIcee's going to drop it down. Do they do? Trio 2-0 on the last second goal. The icing on the cake. And that one, that's a little mean.
The best way you can end the game there for CMU, especially now as they secure that 2-0 on the night, securing their second place win, their second seed, my apologies, their second seed in the NACE. What do you think that we're going to see next week when we see those rankings actually go up and when we're actually seeing them play? Do you think they're going to carry this momentum from this game into the future or not as much?
Well, that's going to also depend on this week's matchup against Western Michigan, which also coincidentally sits at the almost bottom of the leaderboard in the EFC conference. They sit at 3-5 as of right now. So when we come back, we're going to do a player interview where CMU talks about their new record of 7-2 in the NACE conference. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right. You guys advanced
your
to
questions.
7-2. Yeah. Welcome back inside the Student Activities Center here. A 2-0 sweep on your guys' terms for the teams this week. ColdNIcee, Bwearzz, and Trio. I have Trio here with me. You guys are the great trio that has made you, no pun intended, second place in the NACE now. Can't drop, can't go up. As you guys have taken down Old Dominion, how did that feel? What went through your guys' head? And just take us through, how you guys beat a team that stood undefeated in a great conference.
Yeah, that was really awesome winning against them. Going into it, we actually couldn't find a scrim earlier, so we were just kind of playing ranked, and I think the vibes were up, which definitely helped our gameplay, but we expected more from them for sure. I don't know if they were having an off day or something, but they beat some good teams that we got pretty stomped by, so it's surprising that it was not as easy as it was, but it felt good. Like we should be beating that team most of the time.
Well, you guys won 3-1, so a record that you don't usually see from a team that has gone undefeated. You usually expect a much closer matchup, but you guys absolutely pummeled them. So you'll head to 5-2 in that regard, and then 6-2 after the win against Stony Brook. Walk us through just how fun those games were. You guys won 3-0 in terms of games. Stony Brook did not get a single goal on you guys. Walk us through just how fun was that to play?
Yeah, we kind of knew that coming in. Obviously, you can't come in too confident. Got to be playing like it's, Old Dominion again. But after I hit that nice ceiling shot, it was hard to lock in still after that. But definitely the last game is where we kind of just like, all right, can we get this done? But we still got to, get the full series through. Obviously, more goals would have been nice, but can't complain with the sweep.
Well, you guys did not let up a single goal against Stony Brook, totaling 12-0 in all 3 games. So quite the beat down for the Seawolves. I apologize. Their mascot is Wolfie the Seawolf, so it was a little interesting during the broadcast. However, you guys advance now to 6-2, second place in the NACE. You guys face Western on Wednesday in the ESC, and you guys are also looking at second place in that regard for that one. So both doing well. You guys are having a great season, and we'll see you guys in playoffs, so good luck during that. Sir. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Don't go anywhere. Western Michigan, the rivals of Central Michigan. Chippewas versus Broncos on Wednesday. Coming up then. Don't go anywhere, and stay tuned for that one.